Have you ever felt like life is just happening to you? Like you're so busy you don't even have a second to think? Well, what if I told you that some of the best advice for our crazy modern lives was actually figured out thousands of years ago? Today, we're cracking open a philosophical toolkit from three of the greatest thinkers in history. And we've got to start with this absolute giant of a quote from Socrates. Now, when you first hear that, it can sound a little harsh, right? But it's not a judgment. Think of it more like an invitation, a challenge to live a little more deliberately. But let's be real, that's a pretty big ask. Exactly. The whole idea of examining your life sounds huge and intimidating, like you need to go on a silent retreat for a month just to get started. But it doesn't have to be like that at all. We're going to break it down into three super practical, super simple tools you can literally start using today. All right, so our first tool comes directly from the man himself, Socrates. And honestly, this is the bedrock for all self-awareness. He called it knowledge of ignorance, which sounds a bit strange, but once you get it, it can completely change how you see, well, everything. Now, this is not about saying, oh, I'm just clueless. Not at all. It's actually the total opposite. It's having the humility to question your own beliefs, to admit that your point of view might not be the complete picture, especially when it's a topic you think you're an expert on. So just to be super clear, it's not about throwing out everything you know. It's about being open to the idea that there's always more to learn. It's about realizing that even your strongest opinions might have blind spots. It's a shift from I'm right to what am I missing? It's a move from certainty to curiosity. And you know what's wild? Modern psychology actually has a name for this whole phenomenon, the Dunning-Kruger effect. A great example of this is an author who feels really insecure about their writing, the thing they're an expert in, but they're overflowing with confidence about what makes a good book cover, something they know nothing about. You see, the more you really know, the more you realize how much you don't know. So I want you to just pause and think about this for a second. Think about a recent argument you had, maybe a disagreement at work, or a strong political view you hold. What would change if you just paused and asked yourself that one question? That little bit of space can be a total game changer for your own growth. Okay, so once you start practicing that Socratic self-awareness, you're going to notice something almost immediately, and that's the constant chatter, the little battle of voices going on inside your own head. And for that, we turn to tool number 2 from Socrates' student, Plato. He gave us a fantastic map for this inner world. So Plato's idea was that our mind, or soul, is kind of split into 3 parts that are always in competition. You've got desire, which is all about what feels good right now. You know, snacks, comfort, fun. Then you have reason, your logical side that's thinking about the future. And finally, you have the all-important tiebreaker, willpower. Let me show you how this plays out. Okay, picture this. Your alarm clock goes off in the morning. Instantly, your desire is screaming at you. It wants that warm, cozy bed. It wants just 5 more minutes. It could not care less about your 9 a.m. meeting. It just wants comfort right now. But then another voice pipes up. It's quieter, much more logical. That's your reason. It's gently reminding you about your commitments, your long-term goals. It's the part of you that knows getting up is the right move for the you of the future. So who wins this internal tug of war? Well, that all comes down to the third player in the game, willpower. The best way to think about it is like a muscle. It doesn't really have its own opinion. Its job is just to throw its strength behind one of the other 2 sides, either reason or desire. And when your willpower decides to team up with your reason, that's it. You've won. You overcome that primal urge for comfort and you get out of bed. And look, this isn't just about the snooze button. This is about every choice, every single day. Resisting that extra slice of pizza, pushing through that tough workout. The whole secret is training your willpower to listen to your reason. So now we've got awareness from Socrates and a method for self-control from Plato. But what are we supposed to do with it all? What's the goal? Well, for that, we bring in our third tool, from Plato's student Aristotle, who gives us a pretty revolutionary blueprint for what this is all about, happiness. This is a huge one. Most of us, we're kind of taught to think of happiness as a thing you find, like a destination you get to if you land the perfect job or buy the perfect house. Well, Aristotle comes along and just flips that whole idea upside down. He says happiness isn't something you discover, it's something you actively build. I mean, think about it. The thrill of a new car or a pay raise, it's great, but it's temporary, right? It fades. Aristotle argued that real, lasting happiness, he called it eudaimonia, doesn't come from the outside. It comes from the inside, from developing your character. It's not about what you have, it's about who you are. So how do you actually build it? Well, Aristotle gives us this amazing practical method. Seriously, think of it just like building a muscle at the gym. You don't get strong by just thinking about it. Now, you pick a quality you want to have, let's say courage, and you practice it. You do little reps in small, everyday situations over and over until it just becomes a part of you. And here are just a few ideas for qualities you could work on. Let's say you're stuck in awful traffic. That's not just annoying, that's a perfect little opportunity to practice tolerance. Feeling nervous about a difficult conversation you need to have? Boom, that's a chance to practice courage. You see, your daily life is literally the training ground for building a happier you. So there you have it. We've just put together this incredibly powerful 3-piece toolkit for looking at and actually improving your life, all thanks to these ancient Greek philosophers. Let's do a super quick recap of how these pieces fit together. See how beautifully this all connects? It starts with Socrates, who gives you the tool for self-awareness, to actually see yourself and your beliefs clearly. Then Plato comes in with the tool for self-control, to manage that inner battle. And finally, Aristotle gives you the blueprint, the what for, using that awareness and control to actively build a genuinely happy life. In the end, what these guys are offering isn't some magic pill for an easy life. What they're giving us is a better set of questions. They're empowering us to stop being just passengers and to start being the architects of our own lives. So really, the only question left is, what question will you ask yourself today?